2017 was probably one of the best, one of the finest years in recent memory, and I just love it. I was a part of 2017. It was a great year. I 100% think 2017 will go down as one of the greatest years of all time in any country, in any part of the world, maybe even in the universe. But I'm just bragging at that point. It was a bigly year, huge year. Why did I spend $20 on this wig? Hey guys, I'm Larry, and this is 2017's top 17 figures. This year was a weird year, all things considered. Not political-wise. I don't want to be political about it. It just was outside of politics. It's just been a weird year for me. Like, a lot of stuff I wanted to do and never got to it. Oh well. What can you do? Now, of course, it's the end of the year commemoration of what the best figures were. And let me just say, I bought too many figures this year. 106 figures. And boy and howdy, I need a life. So before we start this list, let me just say this is actually a two-part video. This is part 2. This year I decided to make all the honorable and dishonorable mentions their own video because it was a good idea because I, without editing, I found out it was a 30-minute long video just to talk about figures I hate and figures that almost made the list. And I decided, I guess you guys don't really care about the what ifs. What if this figure was there? So I made this a part 2, because I imagine a lot of people don't give a shit about honorable mentions and dishonorable mentions. They just want to know about my list. However, I will say this. If you do want to, you can just go to that video. It's going to be in the description below. And you can go back there. The reason I say this is I can imagine there might be some figures some of you people be like, actually, this figure was better than this. Why isn't this on the list? I'm Kermit the Frog all of a sudden. If you go to that other list, you might find, like, an honorable mention. I might state why I don't like it as much as you do. There's a lot of figures I've seen on other people's lists that I just put on my honorable mentions because... So... yeah, let's get started on honorable mentions. I hate my life. If I move the camera a bit, I'm super sorry. So first up, number 17 goes to a figure I found at a local convention this year, and I've always wanted it since, I want to say, when I started collecting full-time, like it's a job. It's the only job where you lose money. Anyway, so it's a third-party toy, and I've wanted it since I first saw it. It is MMC's Night Morpher Commander. I bought this off a guy at a local con who was trying to sell off his collection to make room for his sick mother, and if I brought more money, more stuff would have been spent there. Like, he had a Sun Surge and a War Dog. But I bought this because I've always wanted this thing. And the only problem is that he forgot to include the full fists. It only comes with the slanted ones. And I'm not mad at the guy for doing that. I really am not. I should be. I know a lot of people would be like, I would be outraged, but I'm not. I mean, he still holds his stuff well. Not great, but well. But overall... I tried emailing MMC about it, and they were super nice, they were super nice people. They were like, we'll look for this, we'll put in a thing for it, sorry to hear about this, and then they emailed me a week later saying, sorry, we don't have these parts anymore, and I was like, thank you, have a good day. They were just super nice about it, and I was like, I hope to buy more MMC stuff, and I did. See the list later. Anyway, so I like this guy. I've always wanted him, and I finally have him, and I love him to death. I'm kissing figures. They probably were touched by dogs. I tried not being offensive. Speaking of conventions, number 16 goes to a convention exclusive. Ooh. What the hell's wrong with me? Anyway, it came out Botcon many years ago. I think it was 2015. Yeah, I think it's 2015 because that was the big year for stuff. No, it wasn't. But I've always wanted it since I saw it, and I was hard pressed. I didn't want to buy the whole set for it, but luckily I found it on eBay for $60. It is the Botcon 2015, I think. I could be wrong. Megatron. I've always wanted this because it looks so cool, and it's the Silas breakdown mold. I have the breakdown mold. It's in Swerve. I have 2 Swerves now, by the way. I bought another Swerve this year and made it into Universe Leadfoot from my pal Matt 360's Universe show. Beside the point. Anyway, so Megatron is really cool, and I've really wanted it, and I love him to death. Sucks he's small, because he's smaller than, let me see, he is smaller than this guy just by his hair. Yeah, look at that shit. I mean, obviously, look at that. That's tiny. But yeah, he dropped his hand. Anyway, so I love this guy, and I'm glad to get him. But I kind of basically played with his mole enough, but I love him enough, and he's so pretty. I'm gonna die. Number 15 goes to 2 different molds, different shows, but they're the same character. I do not know why I'm talking in such an accent. I don't know why every entry I'm doing something stupid as shit that makes me say, what am I doing? It's Soundwave from Animated and Robots in Disguise. My good pal, Shockwave514, gave me this guy. He does not have Laserbeak. But I do like this guy nonetheless. He's really fun. Really fun. I got a lot of animated figures this year, and I really, I'm really, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of sad, disappointed in myself that I never got really into animated. I hear a lot of good things. And I got a few animated figures, but so it's good to have Soundwave. I want to get Megatron next, because I have Skywarp now, and I do have Optimus. Oh, I forgot about Optimus. Anyway, so then there's Robots in Disguise. I love this. I wish he was a Voyager, but I really love this. I understand there's a lot of people who have some problems with this, like his chest is all the way out. And my original problem was like how his elbows are just basically wheels and there's a gap. But the gap is a lot less noticeable in person. And he's just a nice little Soundwave. Like I said, I wish he was bigger. Maybe my only concern is that his face is just completely red, but it is light piping. And we haven't had light piping in a while in Transformers. So look at him being beautiful. And then there's this guy back here. So there is those guys. I could not pick number 14. I just could not. It was hard between these 3 figures. They're so small, they're so little, they're so adorable, they're so accurate. There's so many, they're just figures that need to be made. So I put them all 3. So it is Titan's Return, Broadside, Brawn, Sea Spray, and Power of the Prime's Beachcomber. Before anyone asks, no, there's not a lot of Power of the Primes figures. This is the best one, and Wind Charger I have, and it's not that impressive. Slash, not that impressive. I gotta say, out of the 106 figures, there's a lot of like stuff I don't like, and there was a lot of stuff that almost made the list. Everything else was just like, it's a figure. But anyway, but these, damn it, the hell. So it's these 3 guys. I've always wanted characters. I've always wanted Beachcomber. I've always wanted it. I've always loved his stupid character of being a pacifist in a whole show about war. And then Sea Spray, I remember finding, and I was like, oh my god, he's got to be mine. He's so cute. He's a little boat. He's just a tiny little boat. And then Brawn, I think he's a major improvement over the figure that they put in Titan's Return the year before, obviously because it transforms and it's not a head. So, yeah, I love these guys. I love them a lot. And it was hard for me to pick which one I liked the most. Fun fun fact, Kickback was originally part of that 3. I didn't like Kickback that much after I thought about it. Oh well. Number 13 goes to the best figure on the remit. I thought I could do it. So it's Blur. Fuck me. Came from my good pal, I think Dakota. Yeah, 01 Transfan, I think. If not, I'm wrong, and I'll put a caption here or something. If I'm right, I'll eat a sandwich. I don't care. Anyway, so little Blur. He's really cool. I like how tall he is, and that's my favorite thing, I guess, about animated. Talking about animated once again is how tall deluxes were. Like, here's a deluxe that I just got, and look at the size of that. That's just ginormous. But I love him. I think he's really cool, and he's not a definitive Blur to me, but I've heard so much about animated Blur, spoilery things to the point, but I just wait, is his feet backwards? They were. Or is it this, no, that's the right way. Oops. Anyway, so, yeah, I like Blur a lot, and just kind of, I just now noticed he's got a scratch on his Auto Elite sign symbol. Autobot Elite Guard. Ooh, no. You wonder why I don't have a girlfriend? Next up is a big, nice figure from Animated. It is Ironhide from Animated. I really love Animated Ironhide. He's such a nice little figure, and I enjoy everything about Animated Ironhide. I really love Animated Ironhide so much that I am so glad that I'm getting Animated Ratchet in this form from a friend very soon. And I cannot stop singing the praise of Animated Ironhide. Okay, I'm fucking sorry I said Prime Ironhide in a video. I'm fucking sorry. It's not my fault that Animated and Prime came out at the same time, and I like Prime, and I just think Animated was okay when I was a kid. And you know what? It's not my fucking fault that when I got this, I just could only remember about the greatness that was Prime Ironhide. And so when I got this guy, I was like, it was Prime Ironhide. Although I got fucking Prime Ironhide over there, and then I sat there, and after the video, realized, holy shit, it's Animated Ironhide. I made a big mistake. Hopefully nobody gives a shit. No, I'm wrong. Everyone is gonna make fun of me. I'm not gonna get elected president. I'm not gonna get an Oscar, because I accidentally said the wrong fucking Ironhide. Anyway, I recommend Animated Ironhide. Here's 11. It's not from a convention. It's from a club. Ooh, a secret club. It's a Slipstream from the Collectors Club. I've always liked the idea of making Prime Starscream a girl, because tell me that doesn't look like a girl. So I'm glad to get Slipstream, and I've always wanted a Slipstream, and I don't like the Windblade Slipstream, if you know what I mean. Put a picture wherever the hell, if I care. But I care. I like this thing, because I love this mold already. I'm a humongous fan of the Prime Starscream anything. He's my waifu, after all, my husbando, whatever. So it was great to have this figure again, because I've already had it before. I had the original, and then I had that repaint, I think. The one that I called Ramjet for a long time. But then there's this girl, and I like her, and she's nice and cute. I do have this where she's like more upright, instead of where Starscream was like hunched over and all that. Hey, yes, I will suck your dick, master. With her, she's just like, oh, that's fucking repulsive. Okay, look, the last night sucked. in general, wasn't a good movie. But you know what? I gotta admit, they made the best looking Megatron. I can't pick which one I like the most, though. So here is the Last Night Leader and Voyager Megatron. I really do love these guys for their own reasons. I love the Leader because you can flip up the mask, and he comes with flames. Amazing! And also I love the size of him, and when he transforms, he's like an eagle. Meanwhile, I like this guy because literally everything else, I think the wing transformation's all that I really hate about this thing, and the fact you can't close his mask up. But other than that, this is a really solid figure, and I'm glad they made a KO of this, although I wish they kind of implemented this to the KO bigger version of this. You know what's weird, though? The KO oversized figure I remember seeing out before I saw this guy ever. And I just recently bought this, too. But that's beside the point. Before I even saw these in stores, I saw people having the KO of it already. KO's just fly, man. But, yeah, so I have to say, Megatron is the best design that they made for a long time. This is the best Megatron, I gotta say, in the movies. Like, as every other one of them's weird in some weird way. Like, the first one looks like shit. The second one, you're getting there, but there's stuff about him I don't like. The third one, I loved to death for the longest time, but deep down, it wasn't the best Megatron. Fourth is Galvatron. He looks weird. His face looks weird. So then there comes this guy. Yeah, his face looks weird. He looks like Freddy Krueger. But you know what? I don't care, because this guy doesn't show his damn face, and that's why I love them. I can't eat these. Alright, so again, for number 9, I have to I have to do a tie, a 3-way tie, because they are the same mold sorta, and they just need to be together. It is Trigger Happy, Slug Slinger, and Misfire. From Titan's Returns. Now, if you asked me how I'd rank these things, they'd be Trigger Happy, Misfire, and then Slug Slinger. Exactly the way they came out. I liked Trigger Happy. I didn't get the craze that everybody loved about it. I mean, I understood it was great engineering and great transformation. I don't think it's great. Misfire kind of fixed everything I had about him, but I don't know. Something about him. I mean, I love these things. And the Slug Slinger, at this point, you have 3 of them. I know, granted, a lot of people will be like, well, this is different from these two, so you don't give that. And I understand that 100%. I don't, though. So, Slug Slinger, though, I don't know. Just something about him. I mean, he's great. I like him, but something about him doesn't make me like him enough. Like, number 1. He was number 1 for a minute, but I don't remember what minute that was. I don't know if it was definitely not when I bought it first. I thought it was okay. But I think these guys are pretty good. For some reason, Slug Slingers of that. So, yeah. Have you ever tried that triple jet thing people have done? I did. It was a monstrosity. Okay, for the longest time, we've just had nothing but Decepticons. That's the theme of this year. I love Decepticons. It's so good to have Decepticons always, and them being good, because, you know, every once in a while they'll have a Decepticon toy, and it's like just one in a line. But I gotta take a break for some Autobots for a minute. This one is defied all my expectations. He is the first Classics figure I like. Hound. I've always seen people with these. I've always heard about these things. I remember seeing it in box once, and the guys were jipping me on it. But then I thought I was being jipped, but it turned out that's how much they were going on the online. But Hound I finally found, and I think he was like $20, and good price. And he is definitely the best Classics figure, because you know me, this is an unpopular opinion, I don't like Classics. I don't think any of those figures are fun or one bit good. The Classic Seekers is the second because they at least look good. I don't like Optimus. Don't like any of the Megatrons. Do not like the Prowl mold. I got rid of that. I hate the Sun... Well, did Sunstreaker or Sideswipe come out during that? Or was that Universe? Because either way, I don't like either one of them. I don't like Rodimus, Hot Rod. But this guy came along, and he is the first I genuinely love. And I think it's a really damn good Hound. Yeah. So, really, it's kind of silly. You're going to see a lot of figures at this point. At this point, you already be like, "Well, Larry, but this figure is clearly better than this," and I understand that, but I have to put it in a good list because not only was it a good figure, it's a good figure in a line I could care less about. I like Generations, though. Keep that in mind. Okay, we cannot stop talking about animated, apparently. So, because number 7, I think, and I'm probably wrong, number 7 goes to Animated Ratchet. I bought him, and I like him. By the way, yes, his panels are down, because I like that a lot more than being like 50 feet off the ground, off his shoulders. But I really do like this Ratchet a lot, and Definitive Ratchet, he's Voyager-sized almost. I mean, like I said, look at the deluxes. He's a big boy. And I really do enjoy this figure. I did take away his little crowbars. He didn't come with whatever gun he was supposed to come with. But I could care less. This guy's beautiful. Like I said, I have a friend who's sending me the Cybertron, the Cybertronian version of it. I should just say his name. I am Amazing Mason Brown. He's going to be sending me that soon. Hopefully, very soon. But whatever. You send it whenever you want to send it, my friend. But Ratchet, for now, I love this guy a lot. And he goes well with every other figure I got. Okay, I'll stop circle jerking everybody who hates the Last Night for one last time because this figure was fun. Nitro Zeus. So, okay, look. Last Night was terrible. It was the first Transformers movie I wanted to leave. But you gotta admit, when you have characters like Nitro Zeus who apparently are gonna go fuck some human dude's wife, you kind of immediately get an instant favorite. But it's kind of it. I don't know. Something about him. Just the fact he's John DiMaggio. Free at last. I'm free at last. It's a John DiMaggio I can kind of do. But I do love Nitro Zeus. And he's just a ridiculous shit character. Makes no sense. But he's just a lovely dude. And the fact he's a Titan Master for some goddamn reason. Don't know why. Apparently, I guess that scene was cut out where Cogman takes this guy's head brutally off and puts it on him. I don't have Cogman yet. That wave is never going to get here, I don't think. I don't think anything's ever going to get here. I saw Bumblebee, that second version, once, and I've never seen it once since. But that doesn't matter. I don't care. What I care about is Nitro Zeus. Nitro Zeus is a gorgeous figure, and I'm glad that they're also making a KO oversize of this thing because I instantly want that. I want any Nitro Zeus anything. Just, please, for the love of God.
This is the last tie. And number 5 goes to the same mold, but different characters.
Why did I need to stop doing that. I'm really weird. Blitzwing and Megatron. So, at first, Megatron was the second toy all year. Well, hold on. Might have been the third. I think, Michael Davis, my good pal, Mr. Numbers TFA 1024, the Transformers Attic, sent me a Prime Robots Under Skies bulkhead. I forgot to put him in the honorable mentions, but he's a really fun figure. Kind of sad I never got him. Oh well, I got the first edition, so that's all that matters. Anyway, so Megatron was like, I think the third or second figure I got all year. And I love him. I love him to death. I instantly fell in love with this. Everybody was mocking me, too, about it. It's like, but Larry, and I'm like, what did you just say to me? But then I got him, and I got a lot of other people to get into it, and they liked it, too. I think, hopefully, unless I'm just lying. But Megatron is really cool. And yeah, I painted him up a bit. I gave him black legs and black canyon. And I gave him black wheels on these black treads and brown bricks. And then there's Blitzwing, who I just recently got too. And it's about everything I like about this, except for it's the mold it's supposed to be. And it's 20 times better than the Generations trash heap that they made years ago to apparently go against the best triple changing figure ever, Springer? What the fuck? I'm sorry I burped. But Blitzwing is really great. I think he's great. I don't think he's better than Megatron because I love this thing. I wish I could use this Megatron for more things, but he's just a genuine fun. And Blitzwing is just basically Deja Vu. Or is it? I don't know. I don't know. Number 4. I hinted it earlier. I bought from MMC more than once this year. And if you watch my 3 shots video, which, don't worry, I'm going to redeem myself eventually. I bought more alcohol. I'm just waiting for a good day to drink it. I don't want to become an alcoholic and drink like, this looks like a good, I'll drink it now. Turn on the camera. But anyway, MMC's culture. I stated everything I wanted to state in that video. And I wasn't drunk enough to be unheard or unrecognizable. So I'll just reiterate. It's perfect. It's a perfect representation of IDW's Tarn. I don't read IDW. I actually watch my good friend Stuart Hudson's Team Trainwreck dub of it. Not dub. What am I thinking? Dub? Audiobook or whatever. Just something. You get what I'm saying. They read the comic and they read it as a show. They have the comic panels everywhere. It's great. I recommend it. And it's the only real reason I'm three comics into IDW's more than BCI. Anyway, culture is really cool, really fun. I do not like the fact that it's a simplistic transformation, but it's Tarn. Doesn't matter. He looks great. So that's why I got him. And I wanted to buy and put a Decepticon symbol here, but I've yet to find one that would be perfect to put right here. So I have not. And he already has his own Decepticon anything. So yeah, I love him to death, and he's a great figure, and I'm glad to have him. I'm going to set you down now. Continuing on the trends of just Decepticon leaders and... yeah, Decepticon leaders. We're not even done. We're not even done. It's Despotron. So I finally got Despotron. I bought Striker Manus around October of 2016. Wow, I'm so delusional. God damn, this video is going to come out in 2018. That fucking is wild to me. And this is technically the last day of 2017. It's 12 o'clock at night. But anyway, Despotron is great. At first I didn't like him. I actually bought him and I was like, this is stupid. But the more I played with it, the more I figured out how to transform the thing. I didn't read the instructions. I don't like reading instructions. That I found out that this thing is actually really good. That's stupid to say. But yeah, I love this thing. I love how it has a matrix. Did I still keep the matrix in here? Oh no, I put it somewhere. Where did I put it? That ain't good. Oh well, I don't use that anyway. Oh, not the Matrix, is whatever that comic said. I forgot what it was. But anyway, Despotron is a really nice Megatron, I have to say, all around. And I recommend it highly if you want to get a Megatron that's good for your stop-motion series. Oh, goodness. He's got so many joints. He's got all the good joints, if you know what I'm saying. Because I don't. What am I talking about? Every year I give Hasbro props for probably their best figure, and it's never number 1, is it? It's kind of sad, isn't it? I don't know. Anyway, so this year I want to give it to a figure I actually didn't think was going to be good. I didn't think I was going to buy it either. Lo and behold, I bought it before I went to a trip in Memphis. Should have saved my damn money and just bought it when I came back home. I went to a bar and had no money. Luckily I had a credit card. Anyway, so I bought this figure and I even brought it along on my vacation to constantly reminding me that I blew $40. But I love this thing. It's Overlord! So, I gotta say this. I did not expect Overlord to be good or fun. His chest was too big to me. In every picture, he looked like it was the size of, like, a blue whale. Sorry I did that. It looked like the size of a blue whale. It looks like it was from here to here, and it's just like, I'm Overlord. Yeah. And I bet somebody out there's like, but actually, that's how long he is, and go to hell. But I really did not like the chest, and that was honestly the biggest reason I didn't like this thing for a longest time. Until I actually got it and realized this chest was not actually as big in person. I mean, it's still slightly chunky and long, but it actually is a lot better in person. Believe me. But it wasn't just that. It's the fact it does so much other than that. It's 4 modes. It is the robot mode. You split it in half. You got a tank and a jet. I mean, I knew about that, but God, that was fun to do. I just loved this thing automatically. And I guess it's because I had so low expectations that whenever it just did like a flip, I was like, whoa! It's up here now. So, yeah, Overlord is really fun, and I genuinely love it. But it sadly did not get to number 1. You can probably guess what number 1 is without, any context clues and figure out that what I bought this year in separate videos. But then again, I wonder how many of you people actually watch some of my videos. So really, I'm just reiterating to the 3 people who genuinely watch every video I make. So I gotta say, I need to shut up right now. Overlord, go get him. Every year, number 1 is a masterpiece figure, and every year I say that masterpiece figure is the best. Every year, go back in the last few videos, I always say that MP10 was the best Transformer ever to exist, and yeah, it was. And I still think Michael Powell, Nicholas, TF541 Productions, TF Craft Productions, thank you very much. And then last year I highly ranked Soundwave and said it was the best masterpiece figure ever, and I was so glad to get that at $90. I paid full for this thing on accident because I don't know how to spend a tax return. Okay, enough being silent. MP Megatron. Obvious, right? So, I love it. I genuinely love it. Everything about it. And here's the thing. I know in my dishonorable mentions I said that DNA Sasano is a bitch to transform. So I'm willing to bet somebody's going to be like, but that figure's a bitch, then you should hate this thing. Here's the problem. Sasano is made with plastic that I'm pretty positive will break if you freeze it. Wait, that makes no sense. Of course everything breaks when you freeze it. It's so thin, though. You get what I'm saying? It actually feels very brittle, and it feels like I can easily break it in half. Megatron, on the other hand, no, not the slightest. It's made with quality plastic. Yeah, there's a lot of people who are like, this broke, this broke, this broke, and a lot of people do that because they're not careful with their Transformers. So it is good to play slow with this. A lot of people said, their problems with the figure, so I was glad to play it, slow and kind, and be like, oh, you are a precious little sunflower. And I gotta say, every accessory on this figure is really cool. His many faces, just in general, everything about MP Megatron is really cool and really fun. And I've been trying to buy a Starscream so I can complete it. Megatron, Starscream, Soundwave. Might buy I'm trying to buy Shockwave too. I always feel like Shockwave is that forgotten member of the Decepticon big baddies. And then Astrotrain sometimes, but Astrotrain is never the big guy. Anyway, Megatron is definitely the best Masterpiece figure ever. I would say best Transformer ever too. Once again, 3 years in a row. Maybe next year, I'll buy. I don't care about. I buy Sunstreaker next year and be like, this is the best, and it probably won't be. But I genuinely do mean it. This engineering and all this stuff is really fun, really ingenuity. It's great. I spent an hour transforming this guy, and then when I got to retransform it, it took 30, and that was being careful, and it was me knowing every step. So this guy is not a beginner's toy. This thing is meant to test your patience, meant to be this hard as shit figure. No wonder it's $250. It's great. It did everything it tried to accomplish. It definitely beat out its original Masterpiece figure, which I have played with, and but this guy works. It's perfect. It goes great with MP10. It goes great with Soundwave. I don't know about any other MPs, although I have a shelf of them. But I agree. This guy is genuinely the best Masterpiece figure. I can bet that Dinobot next year might take that cake for people, but I'm not buying Dinobot. So, until then, I get to enjoy my beautiful Masterpiece child, Megatron. Lay you down ever so gently. And so, that is it. This has been the 2017 list of the best figures of 2017. I am redundant as shit. Like I said, if you wanted to watch part 1 where it's honorable and dishonorable mentions, the link is in the description below. And if you wanted to be like, well, you didn't put this figure on there, and go down there and see if that figure is there. Granted, it's going to probably be a very long video. I am I'm sorry. I did not mean to buy hundreds of figures this year. But anyway, 2017 is over. One of the shittiest years I've had to deal with. 2018 looks promisable. I remember when I said that about 2017. Here we are. There's no Secret Transformers movie, is there? Who's to say it's not going to happen? Who says it's going to even happen at this point? Or is even an episode? Larry, you remember that thing you were going to say you were going to try to get with somebody this year, like a relationship or something? Not to be lonely anymore. I just, I do whatever. I just try. I left the camera on again.